Oh,
Go,
my
Mike.
my Marvel Burn artwork. I just wish it came
we're on the air. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're live. Sorry, Mike.
It's all right. That's
I'm going to shut up over here.
I was told hit the big green button. I did.
Yeah, you got to give me a little bit more warning, Alice. I just made an ass of myself. I apologize to our fan base. I'm usually just like this, but not usually on camera. I'm sorry, Mike. I divert to you and your glorious intro.
Well, thank you, Nick. That is Nick Garber, head of Apogee Comics and one of our regular players here. And apparently he wants more airtime on BAMF, even though I thought he was already on every podcast. But
no, it's the gaming ones, Mike. Sorry. I'm pretty sure I just bankrupt my company. And I laughed on air, so that's awesome.
I was telling Nick earlier how much he reminds me of Woody Harrelson in Zombieland. I think he's proved my point.
I'm just missing the hat.
Walt Rebelliard, how you doing, Walt?
Oh my goodness! I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive this.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
This is
you're going to be fine, Ranger. Just shut up and ruck up.
Moving on, we have Brandon Powers. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing excellent, and I'm super happy to be here.
Cool. Alice Peng, who will, aka Lala, who will be our GM. How you doing, Alice?
I'm doing great. It's so nice to actually see Mike.
Isn't it though? And the goatee is a nice touch from his headshot.
Thanks. I'm 47 now. It was time to try facial hair. So.
I'm a huge fan. I love you so much right now with your beautiful blue eyes and your blonde hair.
Thank you, sir. And last but not least, desperately trying to add a note of decorum and culture is Aid from across the pond. Aid Smith, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Cheers.
You sound a bit down, Aid.
No, I'm all right. It's just hot and fed up and.
You just had a birthday not too long ago, didn't you, Aid?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday again, Aid. We celebrated by having your koala on our game on Thursday.
Yeah,
I did it by watching multiple episodes of Swamp Thing and the movies.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Could you also share that potion of immortality you seem to be able to possess? Because yeah, I've seen your pictures.
What I was saying is you look.
I don't change. I've
got
got Dorian Gray portrait in the upstairs. So yeah, I don't change.
Is that a vegan diet that you're on that keeps you so youthful?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good because I like meat. So there's hope for me in the future.
I think you covered that before we started the game, but maybe we're talking about different things.
Wait, meat. I don't care.
Last time we completed the first story arc of the Liberty Legion Rises, which are a gang of quirky misfit superheroes based out of Philadelphia. And before we dive in, could we everyone do a brief description? Because I realized last time I don't know a lot about Aid's character or about Nick's character.
Sure.
Well, that's because you really haven't been on.
Let's start with Aid.
I mean, you're the creator of this shit, but I'm going to call you out.
Let's start with Aid. Go for it, Aid.
I'm playing the Green Knight, which is the alter ego of a college professor. And the Green Knight is effectively a combination of Swamp Thing and a Knight of the Round Table.
And he's a badass. I'm just going to interject there.
I have been doing quite well on the fighting so far. But his background is largely unknown as it stands at this point in time.
Okay, so when you're in Green Knight mode, you don't have access to your whole different guy.
Yeah, it's through Nick's character. There's a slightly more access now because we've got a kind of a bit of communication going on. But generally speaking, yes, it's the whole kind of Hulk doesn't know what Banner's doing thing going on. So,
okay, all right, that is good to know. And Nick, tell us about Mud.
Mud is a time manipulator, but everyone thinks he's a speedster. So there's a little bit of a head fake going on with that character. He calls himself Mud because he's completely aware of what his powers and abilities are, even though they're still kind of low key and he's developing them. And throughout the course of his time with Liberty Legion, he's figured out and explored some of the things that he's able to do with these powers with the help of his team. So he's an ex-Army medevac medic. That's kind of something that you guys that have been watching have kind of experienced, that he definitely jumps in when there's aid to be rendered, and it's something he enjoys doing. And it's really a a part of me as the person that when I joined the Army, I wanted to be a medic. And they were like, hey, there's no medic slots. You want to be an infantryman? I'm like, all right, cool. That sounds right. And eventually, over 10 years in the military, I was able to be cross-trained as a medic. And that's something I like to do. And I actually was a EMT for a while when I was in college. So I really enjoy playing this character.
All right, cool. We like having you. And I guess since we're having people do introductions, we should have Brandon and Walt introduce their characters just so we're all, good jumping on part. Brandon, tell us about Ragnarok.
Ragnarok is a police dog that was caught in a warehouse factory explosion of Genii, which is a drug that gives you temporary superhuman powers. He ended up getting permanent superhuman powers. First of all, he has 10 dice of super awesomeness. But more importantly, he
has 11 dice of super cuteness.
Oh, sweet. Ah!
And his secret ID is Ragnarok. For Ragnarok is apparently named Boulder.
Boulder the Ragnarok.
I hide over at Walt's house.
It's true.
I get him on Wednesdays, which is kind of nice.
But he's a super strong, super fast police dog, basically going with a Paragon brick type character concept, and he is very big into punishing crime. And I've got
only you can take a bite out of crime.
Exactly.
Shut up, crime.
And we have Walt as ex-archer. Walt, what's the 411 on him?
Ex-archer was an Olympic athlete who was on the archery circuit when his birthright manifested. He is a mystic, and that threw his whole career out of whack when he basically blew up the qualifying tournament for the Olympics. Many years later, he has opened up Fencer Fighter, which is Lala's jumping.
What? What
are
you doing?
You do your thing. I'm going to deal with it later.
Calm down, Alice. My lord, we are live.
He opened up a restaurant and an archery place, and he uses that as a cover to fight crime.
Because nothing goes together with food as well as archery
and magic.
That's true.
We were talking. I think I might have spaced it, Nick. We were talking about we were talking about having you do some art last time, weren't we? So we can show viewers what the team looks like.
That will actually be going live tonight, since I have tonight.
Yes.
I'll be doing a live streaming on the Nick Garber art page or the Apogee page. I haven't decided yet. I'll flip a coin later. Huge sigh from somebody. Yeah.
No, I'll explain into text chat. You guys keep talking for a sec.
Was that an orgasm?
No.
Was that what that was? Well, I have to ask, but
I don't think you understand the word "have to."
I don't think I understand the word orgasm, to tell you the truth. But yeah, so tonight, sometime in the late hours, because the nighttime is the right time, and that's where my creativity lies. I'll be doing a live stream of the Liberty Legion.
Excellent. Well, send us the link. We'll put it up on the BAM social media.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to share with you guys. I can't wait to share with you my vision of, especially mag chloride, you K2SO, sweet son of a gun, you.
Speaking of sharing with people, Nick, you should go check yourself at the clinic.
Yeah.
No. You can't get herpes twice.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so we're going to get going.
AIDS. We're live. You can't edit that.
Alice.
No, we have to hear about mag chloride.
Mag chloride.
My favorite
Please tell
robot.
us all about mag chloride.
Mag chloride, just briefly, kind of a variation on the Atomic Robo character, invented by a dissident Russian scientist in the Cold War. He works for the Streets Department of Philadelphia, keeping the streets clean, hence the nickname Mag Chloride, because it's what they throw in the streets in the wintertime. And in his spare time, when he's not doing that, he fights crime with the Liberty Legion.
I fight crime.
He's kind of a minor celebrity in Philadelphia, sort of the level of a children's TV host on local television station. So he always seems to have a limitless supply of sandwich coupons, which has come in a lot more useful than his fighting abilities.
Those have been so awesome. Like, would you like some coupons for cheesesteaks?
If we could just get some sponsorship deals, that would be
right.
Maybe from I don't know. What are some of the the preliminary awesome cheesesteak areas in the
Premier cheesesteak areas, I think is what you meant, not preliminary.
preliminary, whatever. like Joe's. I
Okay.
mean, I'm sure there's a Joe's cheesesteaks. That's really good.
We should start a bidding war
Yeah,
between original
so-
Joe's and Joe's original cheesesteaks.
So,
So
we're
we should
gonna. So as for game, guys,
Yep.
we're going to focus in.
We're gonna focus.
Yes, we're gonna focus.
I'm not going to focus.
Our comic book this week starts with focusing in on Drake University. On an average day in Drake
God
University,
damn it, I got to write notes.
Drake University actually is known for having a pennant that has an actual Drake on against a shield. It's a blue background with a gold rim, and they even have a Drake statue in their quad.
Okay.
This is where Mark Davis teaches classes. So, Mark, I'm going to throw it to you. Why don't you tell me about the classes that you would be teaching here?
Most of the stuff I teach would be about English mythology and Knights of the Table, Green Knight, anything to do with kind of like ley lines and all that kind of stuff. Glastonbury Tour, Avalon, Excalibur, the whole King Arthur thing is generally my thing.
Okay.
Excalibur, great comic, right?
Excalibur is one of the best comics ever written by man or beast.
So, today during class, one of your students raises his or her hand and asks you, Professor, if you believe that this mythology is based off of any reality.
Okay. I will kind of just explain. Well, yeah, I've travelled around the country several times over, and I believe I've come across some small inclination that it could actually hold some truth in it, but nothing permanent and nothing more substantial than that, I'm afraid. But it's all good stuff to read. Go and read your books.
As you're teaching a class, you notice that there's someone in the back of the lecture hall auditing you. She seems to be sitting in the shadowed area, so it's very dark back there, and she couldn't possibly be taking notes, but it's making it hard for you to discern what she looks like. But you can tell that she is in a nice modern suit, a woman's suit. She's in a pencil skirt. She's wearing a red pencil skirt, red blazer with a black shirt, but you can't really make out her features.
Trying to stay inconspicuous by wearing the bright red. Very.
Yes, actually. Isn't that kind of odd?
She already sounds hot. I'm in.
Were you listening to the professor, or were you paying attention to the woman in the red skirt?
Are you asking me? Because I'm paying attention to both, because both are hot. And I need a seat so I can graduate.
But before your class ends, she leaves. And during your next class, this is when things get a little weird. In the middle, as you're about 10 minutes into your lecture, when everyone's phones start going off in your class. I assume that you are very against phones going off in your class.
I would definitely be everybody's phone going off at the same time in the class. Yes, that would be slightly annoying.
Yep. And so they all start looking at their phones, kind of tuning you out. And
I'm used to that, though.
Okay, you're used to that part. And at this point, the rest of Liberty Legion, you guys are out about doing your own thing, and you'll all catch on the news the same thing the kids are. And Mark, you hear this a couple seconds. Cool. Mark, you hear this a couple seconds after the phone starts to go. It seems that there is a large dragon in the quad of Drake University, and you start hearing screams. So everyone who isn't at Drake University right now happens to be seeing this on the news.
Okay.
Some kids have streamed it onto Facebook, and it is now already hitting, breaking news. No news vans are there yet.
It's on the UTwit face.
Yes, exactly. And the kids in your class are starting to become very concerned. Mark, what would you like to be doing on this? You can start hearing screams outside your classroom.
So how far are we away from the actual area? Are we like the far side of the campus, or are we quite nearby?
You would be pretty nearby, actually.
Okay, so I will start evacuating people from the class, kind of to head in the opposite direction to make sure they get actually clear of the area.
There's a huge freaking dragon
Sure.
wreaking havoc.
And Mark, you've been working here a while. Why don't you tell us about the kind of announcement systems and such that are installed here? How does that work here at Drake University?
It's got like a tannoy system, but it's particularly bad and it crackles 7 times before it actually get any audio through it at all. So that kind of kicks in, and they effectively they issue a warning, and then they start the fire alarm up as well, so that people actually start heading out. But they designate particular entrances and exits to go to, so they're kept away from the actual manifestation of a dragon.
So, Mark, you start evacuating people out because it's you're assuming dragon equals fire drill means you evacuate. Well, the school intercom comes on, and and the announcer calls out that all teachers are supposed to lock down classrooms as per active shooter events. Okay. So you've got half your class evacuated when this comes on, and they're again saying, and again, lock down all classrooms. We have an active shooter event. Active shooter event, please lock down all classrooms.
Okay. So anyone that's gone there, I'll basically direct them to the nearest place so they can actually hunker down.
Okay. Rest of Liberty Legion, what is your guys' reaction?
I've got 4 dice.
You're a fucking dog. Roll the fucking dog die.
What would you guys like to do, seeing the live feed of kids filming this dragon?
I think from Mud's perspective, I'm chilling in my apartment going, what the fuck is going on? And why is my phone not going off right now?
I look over at X Archer and I'm like, I thought all the dragons had gone to sleep.
This isn't supposed to be happening right now. Is this your fault?
I didn't do it. Let's go punish it. Come on. Let's go get it.
I'm texting X Ranger right here, X Archer, going like, dude, should we be on this? What the fuck's going on?
I text him back. We should be on this.
All right, cool. Grab my coat on. I'm 13 that way. Using cop lingo like I'm fucking cool.
I'll be 2 minutes behind you. I have to take Balder out to pee.
So you're gonna port there. Mud's gonna speed there, sort of. He's gonna just slow the world and swim through.
I'm gonna casually stroll there, and hopefully I get there in time. I might run, but it's been a while, so and I'm a little out of shape. I mean, round the shape, but it's just not the shape I want.
And is X Archer going to be picking anyone up with his teleports, or leaving them to their own devices?
Because that never goes wrong, ever.
No, it never.
Ever.
100%. It's just reliable.
So, yes, we will be picking people up.
So sometimes you end up in a dock somewhere, or
we are going to do the Mystic Uber thing right now.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm skipping that. I'm just going to
so Mag, you are
maybe Mag will fucking join in. I don't know.
So
Mag does have his rocket powered street
ass cheeks.
Yes.
Oh boy, Nick. Yeah. If the teleport's available, we'll take that because it's a
Hey, if you're listening, this will be the last time that Nick's probably on the podcast. I'm getting fired immediately after this.
Yes, we're going to take away your benefits. You'll be on contract only.
I got to give the ring back, which is going to suck. I love the ring.
Hey, the girl we adopted last episode, is she in school or in daycare or something? Can I safely go without her,
Yeah. The girl that you guys adopted, which I was going to get to later this session.
I'm a shitty father. I totally forgot we adopted a girl last episode.
Yep. Yeah, she is currently in school.
Okay.
I did not adopt a small, ugly human.
No, that's because you're a dog and you're already adopted. We adopted a less furrier version of you.
And more specifically, you guys apply to be foster care, and because you guys are the Liberty Legion, your paperwork is fast tracked, but you guys have to go through the foster care system in order to adopt in the long run. So we're gonna have a little shenanigans with that later on. And so you, what would you be doing right now this morning? Would you be basically, doing maintenance in the streets department, supply yard kind of thing, or?
Yeah, if it's a normal working day, I'm probably talking to the other robots in the street department, fixing stuff and whatnot.
Sure.
Out in the vehicle bay. When I get when the Liberty Legion, what kind of communication device do we have? Lapel pins, earrings?
Definitely earrings.
Yeah.
Big dangly ones, apparently. Okay.
Whenever that chimes, I respond. Then I ask for the teleport Uber situation, and we should try to talk to Green Knight, see what's going on, if we can hook up with him on the campus.
Okay. Well, ex-archer shows up in the middle of the yard going, "Where are you, Mag?"
Because it never goes wrong.
It goes. It's 100% success rate.
And I'm going to say today nothing went wrong, and you pick everybody up, and you drop them off in the middle of the quad. And here on the quad, you see a bronze-looking dragon with no scales. It's just this smooth body, and almost like it's just an animated statue, perhaps.
Kind of phallic shaped.
Alice,
No.
hold on. Just like X-Archer and I teleport over and we're getting mud, and I'm like looking at him. I'm like, "Come on! You said we were gonna find a dragon. Why are we picking this guy up? Come on! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!"
Well, I can fight a dragon. I'm a huge fan of Godzilla.
And this dragon is getting bigger as you guys are kind of looking around. You swear it's getting bigger on the cameras. You didn't know if it was different angles or what, but there were different sizes to this thing. But
is it proportionally getting bigger? It's not
the whole body is getting bigger, including its wingspan. And it jumps on one of the rooftops of the nearby building in the quad. So at this point, I need everyone's reaction, which Brandon is a 4. I know. He was kind enough to tell me. And you guys have quite a few students currently in the quad that are still in the midst of trying to evacuate. And Brandon, I am having trouble finding the sheet for the thingamabobber.
Well, I can bring you up a thingamabobber sheet.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Ooh. 11?
Yeah, I cannot find the sheet. That's weird.
Loading it.
Give me a link. I apologize.
Opening the Liberty Legion Rises.
I've got 9 for reaction.
Sure. Mike, you weren't
I got a
here.
14 for reaction.
Sure. Mike, you weren't here last session.
Sure. I don't feel like I'm being heard here. That's the best roll I've had in weeks.
Way to go, Nick. All right.
Woohoo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Except for the fact that, Nick, you were here last session, so you know that I'm using a spreadsheet to do dynamic
Please kill me.
to do dynamic initiative now.
That's weird. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. And I'll make sure I have this later. So, Brandon, Green Knight, you have 2 dice for reaction?
Yeah, 2 dice, and I got 6.
Mag, what's your reaction dice?
Let's see, I had 3d6, and I just rolled them, so I have 9.
Okay. Mud, you have 4 reaction dice. Ragnarok, you have 4 reaction dice.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that is no, and that is no. For those who are just joining us, we're going to be doing a different initiative system than what I'm going to be rolling your initiatives, because we're going to roll initiatives every round for a dynamic initiative.
We did this last time, right?
Yes, we did.
This is news to me.
By the way, how did people like it? Because
well, it saves me a dice roll, and I roll shitty. Everybody knows that. Everyone's been watching for the last 6 weeks knows that I roll shit.
Yeah, it seemed like it was all right.
Okay, cool. And
your initiative rolls are actually better than what I would actually roll. So
Mud, you at the top of the init.
Damn it. What am I doing?
I don't know, but there is a big dragon that just landed its claws into the rooftop. It's one of those steepled rooftops, one-story building, and it's got the awning built into it, and it's got the mason chips that line up the rooftops. And
He's jacking shit up, is what you're telling me.
And he just
Okay.
jumped into it, and he's ripping at it.
Well, I'm going to do a 80s reference and rename one of my power sets, which used to be Hourglass, which now I'm going to call Freeze Frame.
Okay.
All right.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to freeze time because that's pretty much all I'm fucking good for. So I'm going to roll 4D.
You're gonna freeze him right on top of that seat.
I'm going to freeze him so he just can't do anything else. And then, as always, I'm going to pick 2 people to which I'm not going to freeze with
Well,
it.
he is a good distance away right now. You don't risk hitting any of your party members with it.
Okay, how far away am I?
You're diagonally across the quad, so you're a quarter of a football field away.
Okay, so 25 yards. Got it. All right. I'm going to roll 4d6, and I got a 1, 3. Stupid math. Okay, 9, 11, 12.
12.
I rolled a 12.
And you're trying to freeze this thing, and you feel your power take over this dragon, and the dragon seems to just kind of throw you off. It seems to feel something grab at it, and so it just kind of looks back, looks around, tries to see where it is, and just out into the air, it breathes out this fire.
Oh god, I gently rubbed its back. Oh no.
And Ragnarok, it is now your turn.
So are people still being endangered by this thing?
Yeah, there are people underneath the awning, because they were trying to run and they went and hid under the awning trying to get into the building. Apparently, that was the wrong direction to go.
All right.
So,
I am going to go ahead and try and use Bark Not Bite to go ahead and get a more orderly evacuation going on here to get people out of the place.
sure.
So I'm going to be running around and calling out orders. I'll go with a full attack to just try and make certain that they are leaving in a clear and orderly fashion, away from the dragon, not sheltering underneath it or in areas that it will breathe fire.
Sure. Brandon, get it.
Hey, you! Come on, get out of there! Come on! Go grab them, pull them. That way, go that way.
Okay.
Run over to somebody else.
Brandon, gain a competency die for worrying about them versus the dragon first.
Okay.
The civilians first.
I have a horrible roll with a 15.
Okay.
I didn't know that many ones existed on dice.
Wow.
Surprise.
So I got an 11 for I'm going to break them up into a couple crowds.
And this is, if it's crowds, it is 2 targets that this affects.
Okay, so you managed to get a couple groups of minions essentially to move in the direction that you redirect, and people are very, very scared. These are teenagers that expected to be in school for a boring day at school, and they end up with a dragon trying to roast them and eat them.
Yeah, here's a harsh dose of reality. You go to college and a dragon tries to eat you. Now get over it and come on.
I was really enjoying Mr. Smith's class. Jesus.
And Mag Chloride, your action.
Oh god. Okay, how big is this thing?
Well, at this point, looking at the scale of him to the building, you would say that he is the size of a small house and growing. So, like a 1,500 square foot house at this point. And he seems
The probability of him being something huge is high. Very high.
Yeah. About
Hey, XR, what's your plan here? Maybe I can assist you.
I was going to mystically fabricate a giant squeaky toy and see if I could lead him away.
How could I help you do that?
Ex
Giant
Archer.
squeaky toy. I'm in. Let's do this.
Ex Archer,
Hope it
what's your
smells like
reaction
bacon.
dice?
4.
Okay, I apologize. I am going to add you in. Apparently, you got dropped off the thing. Cool.
It's okay. You remembered me at some point.
I was like, you're not on this list. Okay.
Memories like the corner of my eye.
So Mag, what do you do? This dragon is growing and 25 yards ahead of you.
I put out cheesesteak coupons.
Anything else, Nick? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Get it all out, man. Get it all out. Let's see anything else. All right.
I interrupted. My bad.
No, it's cool. I just, all right, we're good. All right, cool. I will try to hit him with a small attack on his nose and then lead him away. This can kind of dovetail into X Archer's plan.
Okay. Ex Archer, your action.
I'm going to try, like I said, fabricating some sort of distraction, hopefully to get him away from rampaging. Is there anything that seems to be causing this, or he just doesn't like the building he's smashing?
He does not. You can't. Well, roll me an awareness check on that. Let's see.
1, 2, a 8.
8.
Would occult help him at all in this? That's kind of his deal. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
he reads Play Dragon.
Yeah, true. Why don't you roll me an occult?
Well, he just rolled an awareness, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's trying to be like a jest of what is going on. So yeah, I mean, I guess occult would be next.
Roll me an occult as well, just to see.
12.
12. Okay. The dragon seems to be have the purpose, from what you can tell, of active destruction. It seems to be what it's focused in on. Your occult tells you that you believe that this dragon came from that statue altar right over there, and it used to be only 8 feet tall. And your occult also tells you that probably means somebody else is around here fiddling with things that they shouldn't.
Filthy fiddle. All right. Well, like I said,
that's a great name, Alice. You need to change the villain to be a fiddler now.
The filthy fiddler.
Yes.
I am going to.
Apparently, I'll be drawing that tonight. Live stream 9 p.m. Central
the
Time.
filthy fiddler.
The filthy fiddler. It's probably gonna be a little outside of PG.
Filthy.
9 p.m. your time. I believe you're supposed to be in a game, but we'll talk about that later.
I'm
going to fucking scold me hard.
I'm gonna use wizardry like super presence, and but first must make roll. Yes, I made the roll, and then I'm going to use a super presence attack to try and lead him away. Whether it's a giant squeaky toy or some sort of giant leash or those like rabies poles animal control officers use, going a little green.
Make a princess. Make a princess. Dragons are always going after princesses.
So
No. Keep the princess out of it, man. Why do we need a secondary target for this thing?
That is
assisting action.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your assist at this point, Mag.
Okay, I got a 10, 15, 17.
Okay, so you give 2 dice. You give 2 dice.
2 more dice?
Yes, I'll get you 2 more dice.
32.
Okay. Wow. Where are you trying to lead this thing then?
Anywhere he wants with a 32.
Yeah, I think you just put a leash on this thing at the moment, a giant magical leash that you can see onto it, and the collar forms around it, and you go, "Come on, let's go." So where are you going?
Where in the quad can I bring this thing where it's going to be less destructive?
You could probably bring it over to the soccer field, which is on the other side of the building, the far building from you guys.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Alice, do you mean the football field?
No, soccer field.
But it's Mark Davis's campus, and
it should be marked as women's football field because let's face it, any any soccer or football is women's soccer.
And Nick Garber, ladies and gentlemen.
Be sure to watch hockey in like 30 days.
Okay. So, no, I meant soccer field. Sorry. Or what Europeans call football. So,
Yes, we are going to take this giant growing animal to the European football field.
okay.
They don't call it European football.
They
just call it football.
some of the soccer hooligans could probably beat them up.
Oi!
Okay. So yeah, you're going to with the wake of people going in the other direction that Rag is ushering, acting like he's got the paws going that way, like an air control man. You get him moved towards the field. You're going to take the next round in order to get him
Now,
there.
as I'm moving him, I am also assuring Ragnarok that this dragon is not a replacement. He is he's just having a hard day. We're just moving him over. You keep doing you and being Ragnarok-ific.
Where's my chew toy going? Where's my chew toy? Where are you taking it? Are you going to wrap it before you give it to me?
Okay. But as you start basically directing this and you're trying to chase and follow where you're directing, calling it, come here, follow me thing, you feel something come at your back.
Like, are we talking spitballs?
No, I'm talking like a big, big claymore. And I have a 24. Huh?
Sword or mine?
That was my thought too, Mike.
Sword. Good point.
Who's getting attacked? Me?
Yes,
Big
ex-archer. You have a big claymore come at your back at a 24.
That sucks all day.
They're attacking Philadelphia's second sexiest superhero.
I am going to defend with my reaction, which is not going to go well, but whatever. 10, 16. So
Okay.
three successes, right?
Boy.
That seems to be 2, yeah. So
All right.
that hurt, and you turn your head around, losing kind of your focus on the dragon, and you see the Green Knight, sort of. He looks almost exactly like the Green Knight, except instead of the leaves, it seems to be black obsidian metal plates, little pieces of it, and so it looks like basically a black mirror image of your Green Knight.
Does he have a fiddle?
No, he does not have a fiddle. I will do a fiddle in another fight, okay? I have this one planned. So, at that point, we go to the Green Knight. You are in the classroom, hunkering down with the kids. What is your plan? As screams, and you can hear the building, the room right next to your classroom, get its rooftop ripped off with,
Okay. The building itself.
Yes, the building
Okay,
itself,
so-
the rooftop was ripped off by the dragon before he
I've
got
tried
away.
to direct the students that are in my classes into other rooms,
Okay.
so that they are being looked at after by other people, so that gives me the chance to dash off and do heroic knightly things.
Sure.
So I will kind of just make my way outside, make out of sight of people, and then use my instant transformation to transform
Okay.
into Green Knight. And then when that's done, I shall call my Briar Steed and start charging into the courtyard.
Okay, when you start charging into the courtyard, you see someone that looks exactly like you, except clad in all black. And he has a gigantic claymore, similar to the giant sword you have. It kind of looks like his sword's a little bigger.
Oh, sword envy.
Yeah.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
But you also see that the dragon is currently being led away from the quad, and so you come out, you transform, and I'm going to say that that's your action at the moment, but
Yep.
you get to take it all in. Okay. And so, Mud, it is your action again. Did Mud pass
Nick?
out? Okay, Mud's on a delay. And Ragnarok.
He probably had to go pee.
All right. Where am I and what am I seeing at this point?
You are still in the quad. You've got a lot of the kids out in the other direction. The dragon is currently flying overhead towards somewhere that X Archer seems to be directing it. And you swear that the guy wasn't there before, but there's a big black knight that looks exactly like Green Knight that just hit X Archer in the back, and X Archer's literally turning his head around going, what the right now?
All right. I am going to go ahead and take a flying leap at this guy. I'm like, hey, I'm the only one that gets to hit him.
The nose boop of doom.
And so I'm going to go ahead and try and tackle this guy. I am going to come in using super strength. I will go ahead and full attack. And I'm going to use one of my competency dice here. I rescued people. That makes me angry that fights have started without me.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my God,
Brandon.
there's so many ones.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're dead to me.
14, 20.
20. Okay. By the way, guys, I meant to tell you guys at the beginning of the session, but we were kind of wild. For finishing the last storyline, everyone got a competency die, an experience point.
Hell yeah, I got a +1. I'm marking that on my paper right now.
I rolled really bad. That's
a good thing when you're a villain.
I'll accept it.
9, 11, 14 is all I got.
So I am up by 2.
You're up by 2, and I had a lot of freaking dice on this. Okay.
And you failed.
You see the knight as you start as you launch into it. You can feel that he is not all there. He kind of is insubstantial at parts, but you manage to sink your teeth into one spot of flesh, and he howls out. He literally howls like he is not human. There's this like cry that just from beyond kind of feeling. And I'm going to mark that down. And
hey, X Archer, I think this guy might be kind of loony. I mean, he's running around in armor and a sword. I don't think he's all there.
You say that as we have a compatriot that runs around in armor and a sword.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've got experience with this kind of thing.
It's weird.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
So, Mud, it is your action next.
I'm going to create a gravitational field, which is going to collapse this thing.
Okay.
Hopefully. Let me roll. I'm going to roll G-Force as my power.
Is this thing Philadelphia? You say we're going to collapse this thing. Is this thing Philadelphia?
What thing are you collapsing?
Dragon?
Cool. That's what I assumed when he said that, Brandon, but thank you for making sure we clarified.
Okay, so for everybody that's watching at home, I'm about to collapse the dragon with G-Force, which is going to hurt if I roll right, which I probably won't.
Try and have it roll up like a tinfoil ball.
And here I am using dice now. You're welcome. Holy shit.
You roll bad?
No, I'm just surprised about how well I did roll.
Oh,
okay, so that is 6, that's 12. With a 5, that's 17. With a 4, that is math. 21?
17 and a 4 is 21.
Okay.
If I understand your random numbers correctly.
I honestly got 24.
Oh,
so you exude your power, you're concentrating, and you see this thing start to roll into itself like a tinfoil ball, and then he just flails out and his wings re-expand.
And then I poop myself, because that would be my reaction. And I don't have to roll for that, because I'm just going to tell you, I done shit myself. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I rolled really well. If that's
you did, and as always, I rolled really poorly. So,
so after that is Mag Chloride, your action.
I think I just pissed it off. Good luck, guys.
Last time I was pretty effective by holding action and helping Walt with what he was doing, or helping X-Archer with what he was doing, so I'm going to do the same here, and however Walt or X-Archer counterattacks on this Black Knight, I will do something to assist him.
Okay. Well, X-Archer, it's your turn again.
All right. I'm going to try and use a combination of super senses overlaid by mag chloride's interconnectivity with everything electronic in the city. So
Okay.
I'm going to try and find the source of this dragon
Sure.
while evading the knight that's trying to whack me with his giant, landmine.
Okay.
What a bastard.
So, Mag, why don't you tell me how you plan on helping him and roll your assistance?
I could reach out and connect to all the various fax machines, cell phones, beepers.
Everything that Mag does, street
Okay.
sweeper. You forgot street sweepers, which is my favorite.
Street sweepers, ATMs, speaking spells. I can,
Okay.
Speaking spells.
Let's see. What's a good roll for that?
Oh, holy shit. Okay.
Well, if they can talk to ET's people, All right, what am I rolling for that?
That is up to you on what power you're going to roll.
Yeah, see, I have 2 powers: armored uniform and arm blasters.
Do you have streetwise
yeah,
investigation? Anything that's technology that's simulating your ability to connect with them?
I
Can
guess
your arm
streetwise.
blasters also do ice and fire?
Yes, they do.
Well, can't you just like lay down an ice sheet on the ground and allow him to do something? Or just I don't know.
Uh-huh.
That would probably be a smarter use of this role, but I said I was going to assist Walt, and
then Walt let you down, is what you're saying.
That's my thing.
it's all right. All right, so I'll roll streetwise, and I got a 6.
Okay, so you give 1 die. Walt, you get 1 additional die in your attempt to reach out and basically, connect into the internet and then use that to arcanely detect around and figure out where this dragon's commands are coming from. Go ahead and roll it.
Just once again, I'm going to go on record as saying that Mike is looking particularly majestic today in that brilliant webcam he has going on. And now I'm going to make my roll.
Okay.
I've heard that Mike has an excellent singing voice, and is
I have heard that as well, and I'd love to hear
quality
it.
masseuse.
Honestly, though, it is very cool to see the difference between the cameras.
Thanks. I'm also the Rocky Mountain salsa dancing champion in the Husky Caucasian division.
Oh my God, you're the Amos to my Andy right now. I love it.
But it's important that we say Husky Caucasian division. That's a legal requirement that I say that whenever I talk about it. Anyway.
Huskies? Let's go find some Huskies.
22
Okay. 22.
on super senses overlaid by mag chloride's interconnectivity with all things electronic.
Oh, stop.
Yeah,
I can only get to a wreck.
You can feel that the person is local. The person is near, or the source of this is nearby. But you kind of feel like there's some, like they're not here. Maybe there's some sort of interdimensional magic that they are working through. And so they're pulling the puppet strings, and they are theoretically local, but they are on some sort of other side of this dimension kind of feeling.
So somebody's got this thing acting like a drone.
Is it possible the Black Knight's controlling it, and he is Green Knight's evil goatee dimension counterpart?
Maybe.
Wait a minute. You say that as you have a goatee?
I do. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Somebody give this man a competency die.
I'm giving him a competency die right now.
The implications are staggering.
Enjoy your competency die.
But yeah, I mean, Green Knight can control plants and biological stuff. Maybe the Black Knight controls metal, like the dragon.
Oh my God, that's craziness! I didn't even think of that.
I just had a fan text me saying, "Hey, go easy on the dragon. It's my favorite animal, so we gotta fucking kill this thing."
You're getting texts from fans? What the fuck?
Well, that's just what happens when you bring me on, Mike. That
I-
and your beautiful fucking face.
I didn't realize you had this kind of a following, Nick. That's amazing. Okay.
It's small, but it's loyal, and it's loyal as fuck.
That sounds like your what is it, the French bulldog that you got running around?
So
Well, no, it's just my Yeti cup with ice.
after
But-
after X Archer, so you sense that it's whatever is controlling it isn't here. Like I said, X Archer. Next is the big black knight. He now sees a better target than you, X Archer.
Oh god, it's probably me.
I've been
And-
rejected.
It's no, it's probably me because that's my luck. So here we go.
Nope, actually, Green Knight.
Oh, thank God.
You see the Black Knight jump off there's the shadow beneath him forms into a large seat that mirrors yours, except again it's black. It's billowing smoke and shadows off of it, almost like a nightmare horse, except it's not on fire. And he charges at you with his sword in the air. He is going to charge at you, horse on horse.
We're not
Yes.
done yet. Competency die.
Okay, Brandon.
Give me some of that.
Shit, I thought I was the only one drinking today.
I'm not letting him get away.
Sure.
Shut up, crime.
I bite onto he's on a horse now, you're saying?
Yeah, he's on a horse.
I bite onto the horse and won't let go. I'm pulling
Okay.
it, so I'm going
And
to make him swing at me.
He didn't even need to jump on the horse or anything. The horse literally formed underneath him and he just started rising up. So go ahead and roll your defense, Brandon, as he comes at you.
Be kind to animals.
Stop.
22.
22. Okay.
As he
12,
swings his claymore down on you instead of on Green Knight.
16, 23.
Nice.
I'm going to spend a competency die and make him hit his horse.
Okay.
So,
You see as he hits his horse, it just goes literally right through the horse.
okay. What I'm trying to do is you can make people basically suffer their own attack when you do that, I thought.
Actually, yeah, you can do reflect. If you can take the reflect, what you're going to, but what you see when he does that is what you see visibly is it goes right through whatever he just sliced through.
Okay.
But I do need to roll against himself, and he beats himself actually. 24. So he actually, I rolled 22 earlier, so
23.
he doesn't even 23 earlier. 24 beats that, so I did not take anything. But yeah, you see it sliced through his horse and then his arm, but it just kind of just goes through. And then it's that the Drake. So X Archer, you've kind of lost your concentration on directing it with the ow in the back. So it
Gotcha.
seems to try and redirect. And at this
With
point,
the oi in the Freuleven. Ow, that hurts.
yep. At this point, the Drake breathes out into the quad, and he has 3 targets.
Filthy
so-
no good so-and-so.
I'm going to hit X Archer, Mag Chloride. I don't know if Mag has immunity to fire. And I'm going to hit Ragnarok.
Okay.
Oh. No.
And in addition to this, there's a sight of a few straggling civilians that are still running that get hit by this.
Poor straggling civilians.
But the rest of the civilians will be gone after this.
Yes, they'll be burned to a crisp.
Yeah, good luck, fuckers.
23.
Ooh, I'm going to take it on this one. Rolling reaction.
No, you be confident. You be confident in your rolling.
I know I am going to be taking it on this one. I'm at 15, so that is 2 dice. I realize
Ragnarok has been pegged efficiently.
I realize that shit is getting real, my composure is going to take a hit,
Okay.
and I will. I have hot pause, and so I have to slow down from that. So
Hot pause. Okay, hot pause. So I will make sure I drop a reaction from you next round. Green Knight, it is your action.
you have 2
Wow.
more people that need to resist there, Alice.
Oh yeah. Walt and Mike. You
I
two
got
roll.
a 27,
You resisted, so you
And-
just
but I am
sheltered
also
against
using
the
a
fire.
competency die with that because I already took 2 points, so I don't want to.
Okay, sure.
I don't want to get
Mike, your
smacked.
action. Your reaction on that, or your defense? You're muted, Mike.
Sorry about that. Rolled a 15.
15. Okay. I've rolled a 23, so that is 2 dice, right? Yeah. I don't think you hit the third yet.
Okay. So can I pick that up? If my composure goes to 0, what happens?
If any of your resistances go to 0, you basically are out of the fight. So you want to split that damage.
So I'll drop 1 from composure, 1 from fortitude.
Okay. And wow, these guys hurt, guys. So at that point, Green Knight, it is your action.
Okay, so the dragon's still up. Yeah.
The dragon's still up, and the knight is wanting
Carry
to
on.
charge at you.
But currently occupied. Yeah.
Yep, currently occupied.
Okay, we'll go for the dragon then. Okay.
And the dragon is now low to the ground because it came low and then just breathed out.
Cool.
So you guys.
So
know
it's injured. Is that what we're saying? That the dragon is injured?
no,
okay,
he came
so-
low to the ground.
Okay.
I will use my competency dice, my 2D competency dice as well, and I will attack with my Heartwood spear, Heartwood sword, even while I'm still on my steed. But I will transform it into a spear, as it's so. See if I can strike this thing in the heart as I charge directly at it and give it a good stabbing.
Okay.
So 6 dice, 5. Oh Christ, not good roll. 10, 12. Oh, that's okay. That's not too bad. 18.
To be fair, 19. Okay. To be
Yeah.
fair, Walt did do quite a bit of damage to it during that presence attack. So
Okay, good.
you know the Drake kind of wants to just get revenge now. Okay, so he used that. Use that. Ooh, this is gonna.
The Drake dragon. Hello, boys.
16 is what I got. What'd you get?
I got 18. So
You got 18, so I
Yes.
lose another die.
Good
Okay,
job. Thank God for that.
good job. So the dragon, you whack into it and it kind of clings, but cling, and you see that your blade just kind of dings into it and kind of gets stuck for just a moment after the bounce, and you pull it out.
Okay.
And yeah, you work here day and night. You sometimes night, in your classroom working on plans. But Mark Davis, because as I understand, you have a little more bridge than you used to.
Yep.
Can tell that this is definitely the same material. It looks like basically a giant version of that statue that usually sits in the quad.
Okay.
And let's see. Okay, and now we go to that. And Brandon, you said you now lose a reaction die, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, Mud, your action.
Nicholas.
Nicholas, yes. Let's see here. I really don't have much powers left because this is still the same round, right?
Uh-huh.
I
this
think
is
this
new
is
round.
the
New
top
round.
of a
New
round.
round. This is new
Okay,
round.
so all my powers are in effect. All right.
Yes.
Cool.
Sorry, I was writing stuff down and just went by reaction.
No, it's my fault for not paying attention because I'm stupid. But anyway, I'm going to use G-force again. I'm going to
Okay.
try and collapse this thing under its own gravitational pull.
Okay.
That is a 4D. I'm going to roll for it, and hopefully I roll well.
Okay.
Can I do an assisting action for Nick this time?
You can spend a comp die to go ahead and jump in early and then do an assist, yes. Unless Nick wants to wait for you.
I rolled a 17.
Did you want to do that, Mike?
Yeah, sure. I can blow a competency die, and like if I do a freeze attack to distract it, will that make it more vulnerable to Nick's attack and give him some dice to roll?
Yeah, it's
All right.
very possible. Plus,
Mag
you
and
can-
Mud. We
Yep.
work well together.
So you don't get the competency die on the roll itself. You're blowing it to cut in.
Yeah, I'm just doing a 5D blast attack, and I get
Cool.
18, 20, 22.
3 dice. So you're not quite at 4, but you give Nick 3 dice. Nick,
Yes.
add 3 dice to what you rolled, please, and tell me your new
Okay.
number.
Hold on. Okay, so I rolled a. What did I just roll? I rolled something like a
I don't
17.
know.
It was 17.
Yeah,
That's
17.
right. So I'm gonna roll these other 3 dice, and I rolled a 6.
I don't think my
7.
dice like the fact that you're so drunk today, Nick, because I'm rolling a lot of 6s whenever it's you.
Well, I don't think inebriation has anything to do with it. But,
So what's your total?
I rolled a 17 plus 7, so that's 24.
23. Okay. 6, 6, 6, 5, 2. So that is 23. So I lose by 1.
Lose! Thank God! Finally, my powers actually contribute to the team.
Does
You-
Mud
you
do
see-
a victory dance? Loser! The dragon is a loser!
You see the wings
Loser!
come up.
I do a little Degeneration X, like suck it, just like and then I'm probably gonna get my ass beat later, but whatever.
And the dragon, it kind of starts to crumple up a little bit like a tinfoil ball. The wings start coming in on it, and it starts to wrinkle a little bit as the metal starts to collapse in on it. So that's that. And
I'm just happy that this actually worked this time.
yeah, you made it age. It's now a wrinkly dragon. Ex-archer, your action.
I don't know what to do now that it's a wrinkly dragon.
No
Hit it.
elder abuse.
Hit it with
Oh,
with the facial rejuvenating mask arrow. I know you have.
I do, but I'm saving that for the bags under my eyes later.
Attaboy.
Yeah, boy. I'm gonna try. Who am I closer to? Am I closer to the dragon because I was leading it around with a choke chain, or am I?
You are now closer to the dragon, yes, because
Well, the dude tried to throw a claymore at him. I assumed he was somewhat close to.
Or did he move
Yeah,
away?
well, he moved away, and then Ragnarok intercepted him part way. So you are slightly closer to the dragon now because the dragon has now come lower down so that it could breathe on all of you. So you can jump right on him. You are in between the two of them, and the dragon is the closer of the two.
I'm going to use another competency die.
Oh boy!
And
Attaboy.
hey, go big or go home.
Exactly.
And then I'm going to launch just a regular attack arrow at it.
Okay.
Ranger's gonna ranger. Let's do this.
Right.
Called shot somewhere.
No, I don't want to be that guy because
Okay.
I'll miss. Because I mean, if things were going great and I blew up a stadium full of people to get myself kicked out of the Olympics, I don't want to trust my luck here. Especially when I have such good luck with everything else magical.
You're awesome. Keep rolling that magical die.
A lot of 4s. 18.
Okay. 18. Well,
Miss.
I failed by 2 degrees. The dragon gets one right in the nose.
Does it appear to do anything?
Well,
What
the
is-
arrow goes up into its nostril that's carved, and he just kind of puffs and breathes it back out. But yeah, he took some damage there. He is not a happy dragon, we'll say.
It looks like Ragnarok after you guys put cayenne pepper into his food.
Mike is AFK, so Ragnarok, your action.
Aye, I'm gonna jump on this jackwagon.
Do it. Do it.
Since he stuff kind of went through him, instead of directly attacking him, I'm gonna use my burrowing and try and make a hole underneath him, and I come up, and so therefore he'll fall into it.
Okay.
So
On
Gotta
the
go
night?
ahead. Yeah.
Cool.
That's who I'm after. You know, the rest of them want to play with the dragon. That's fine. I wanted to play with the dragon too, but this guy's here, and
I
he
kind of want to
attacked
end
X
the
Archer.
dragon, so let's do that.
All right, full attacking, and let's go ahead and use that last competency die.
Sure. Aid, I'm getting the sense that your party has some pent-up aggression that they want to spend on Green Knight, because they're just kind of well, Ragnarok specifically.
We're going nuts on this dragon.
No,
No.
he took a swing at X Archer.
Yeah, true.
I'm the only one that gets to do that.
Trouble in
Oh,
paradise.
that's so much better. 24, 28, 32, 33.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he hasn't acted this round, so I can use his biggest ability against you.
Well, he had 2 awesome defenses and a serious attack last round, so
Yep.
the dude's
but
got
I'm
some
gonna-
dice behind him. I know
Oh, yes,
that.
he does. Yes, he does. Well, you guys have gained some power, so I was able to do that. But I am gonna have to blow my biggest ability to try and soak that.
You mean the experience points?
You guys have gotten 2 experience points over the time, yeah.
Oh, I haven't spent them, but okay.
Well, you get extra competency dice, so that you get to use once a session.
I got 29. What did you get?
33 or 34. So it was not
Okay.
enough for 2 effect, but
Right,
it is
but
enough
he does
for 1.
take. Okay. He yowls again, and this time, yeah, that howling. Everyone in this group that has a cult can roll an occult for me.
I have ultrasonic hearing, subsonic smell.
It does not sound like anything in this world, Brandon, to you.
I got a 13.
X Archer, get the hell over here! This guy is not from this world.
On a 13 and 8, did you want to roll yours?
I have no occult on this character.
I thought you did. I apologize.
No. My Mark Davis alter
Oh,
ego
okay.
has occult. This
That's
one
true.
does not.
Okay, that's true.
This
So,
one has wacky
Mark
stabby.
Davis.
Walt, you can tell that this howl, based on like things you've read, it comes from the plane of death. Like
hate the
plane of shadow and death.
Is
So-
that right next to Jersey?
Right next to Jersey, yes. It's in a remote
Wow,
part of the
we
world.
got an accent from Alice. That was awesome.
Oh, I can do a few different accents.
Yeah, it's totally next to Jersey. Fucking whatever.
Okay. So he howled. That was painful. I'm up to the Drake again. The Drake.
So he's in like a pit at this point.
Yo, it's a howl. It's painful. It's what we're doing.
And actually, Brandon, when he howls out, you can see that you can see this ricochet of black rings coming out from inside that hole. And it's not very deep, I guess. He's not very deep in, but yeah.
So the Black Knight's in a pit now?
Black Knight's chest deep in a pit, yes. The Drake at this point is going to blow on everyone again, and this time they did not roll. He did not roll as well.
Thank God.
That is only a 13. So this time 3 targets, Walt, Nick, and Mike.
Of course it's me, because you hate me.
Well, Mike,
I
I think
adore you, Nick.
Mike has unlimited resistances. Meg
Lies,
Chloride might
lies.
not.
You suck a dragon on me. So,
Are you singing Thompson Twins now?
Yes.
I thought about making Aid handle this fight for like a round or 2 before you guys showed up, but I decided to be nice.
She is a merciful God.
Yep.
Probably for the
So
best.
13 was what you're defending against.
All right.
I'm gonna defend with shooting.
Okay, and so it's blowing fire everywhere, and you're shooting into the fire.
No, I am shooting a nearby fire hydrant,
Okay,
blowing off the cap and using the water to try and protect myself.
sure.
Oh God, no, I don't.
How bad? 'Cause that's
Let's just say that fire hydrants are probably pretty arrow resistant, and so 8.
8. So you take 1 die, you shoot the fire hydrant, and it plinks off, and the fire just kind of takes singes your hair and hits your costume a bit, and you kind of have to roll with it. But you only take 1 die. Nick, what was
Only.
yours?
Okay, let me do the count here. This is, and I'm sorry if I'm impersonating Aid. That's a 6, that's a 3, that's a 9, that's a 5, that's 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. I rolled a 17.
You're fine. Mike, what was yours? You are muted, Mike.
Building an ice wall with the
Building an ice wall.
with the
Still
iron.
handsome.
Okay.
Thank you. Rolled a 22. No, wait,
22. You're
23.
fine. The ice wall comes up, and the fire just kind of plinks off of it and melts part of it, but the wall's still intact by the end of it. You're fine. And Green Knight, it is your action.
Can we have Green Knight do this in an American accent?
Oh God, I would love to hear this.
I really don't think that's possible.
Brandon,
Hey, do you have an American accent you could tout out for this?
8.
I don't have one.
lion.
I don't.
Ass.
Honest to God,
No.
I have.
I've
have
heard
my
stories
German
of his
accent,
birthday party that he was
which
making
has
fun of us
Obama,
and doing
that's
an
it.
American accent the whole time.
Yeah, tossing tea into the fucking harbor. I get it. Bunch of
No,
ungrateful colonials.
Well, yeah, you can't waste good tea. That's very true. Very true.
So what's your action, 8?
Okay, I'm gonna smash this thing.
This
with
is
the
how
sword again.
far gone we are as a country. We used to wreck shop over a 2% tax over a breakfast beverage that wasn't even coffee.
Yeah, tea vastly superior. 16.
I agree. 16 against what? What are you doing?
I'm smashing it with my sword for the dragon.
Okay.
Oh
16.
shit. Oh.
Sorry, I'll roll the dragon's ability. Oh, yeah, I'm way past that.
Okay.
I'm way past that. Okay, so
Managed to
this
get
time
clear.
it just plinks right off, and at this point, and I should have probably targeted you on one of those breath weapons. I forgot that you were so close momentarily, but I'm about to smack you in the face pretty hard, and Brandon just ate the last. Brandon, are you going to try and interrupt as
I'm out of competency dice. He's
Okay.
jumping out of my hole and going after the Green Knight still.
Yeah, he jumps out of the hole, and this time, rather than a steed coming up, he like leaps into the air. It's like gravity has no effect on him or something in this hole, but he
Hey.
has this smooth jump.
Hey, come back here! Come on, you coward! The Black Knight always is a coward. The Black Knight's a coward.
Well, what are you doing?
And Aid, this thing charges at you and just lays into you with his claymore rather than his scream. 10, 18, 22.
Okay. So I will just use fortitude dice because I've got more dice than that than my armor at the moment. So
Okay.
oh dear. 7, 11. Oh dear, 14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay. Aid, remember that complication I talked to you about that you got?
Yes.
Okay. You feel that with that claymore as it goes into you, it's not actually like drawing blood immediately, because it just seems to slice into you like it is just not even there. And then when it hits your chest, you feel the blade kind of twist, and you feel like basically this you just feel this pressure of that nexus of and the thrumming, and you just it starts to blur your vision, and you just become enraged. You're just getting angrier and angrier, and that darkness seems to be consuming you right now.
Okay.
Okay. And so yeah, that's how that damage is going to manifest, but you're not actually bleeding. So
fortitude damage or a willpower damage thing going on there?
I will allow you to take it in fortitude because it does have a physical effect, but
Okay.
you can also, in this case, take it in your socials as well.
And that would be
so you
2
can split
points
Yes.
damage? Yeah. Cool. Okay. All good. That's
Okay.
3D. Yep.
And yeah, you're just feeling that darkness consume you, and you're just getting angry. And those of you that are near the Green Knight, you can see that there's the leaves in his the leaves that he is generally shrouded in. It seems to take on a tinge of like autumn colors rather than this verdant green. The reds and the yellows start tinging onto his armor suit. Mud, your action. Top of the round, new round.
Top of the round, new round. I'm back. I'm back, baby. Dragon still in play?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to jack that thing up even further.
Okay.
And I'm going to use Hourglass Effect on this one to freeze it from doing its damage.
Okay.
So that's 460. I'm going to roll and... Fuck. Okay. 6, 3, that's 9, 10, and 12.
Can I do like last time and freeze it to make it more vulnerable to Nick's attack? Give him some dice.
Sure.
Okay. And I'm rolling Ice Blast, and I get 3 6s plus 21.
21. Okay, so you give him 3 dice again. So Nick, add 3 dice to yours. Poor little dragon.
Right.
He just wants some love.
Yeah, well, he probably should have thought that before he started wrecking shop. Okay, so do I roll the 3 dice? Is that what I
You
do?
roll 3 dice and add it to what you had before and give me the new number.
What I have? I had a 12 before, rolling 3 dice. It's another 12, 24, and 29. 29 total.
Okay. Wow, compared to what I rolled. The dragon at this point literally crumples into a tinfoil ball and drops onto the ground. And you kind of just see smoke spurt out of where the nose is as it's crumpling up, and little puffs of fire as it sputters out. And after Mud is X-Archer.
All right, so now the tinfoil ball is basically out of play. So
Yep.
we have the knight that's left, right?
Yes. And you just saw the knight slice his claymore into the center of the Green Knight and then twist that blade.
Filthy, no good, so and so.
Fiddler. The word you're looking for is fiddler.
I'm gonna go with try and play a little bit with Mud's kind of action. I'm going to use a almost like a bolo arrow, something to restrain him so that he can not whack my buddies.
Okay.
Well, you're frozen in time. I mean, just do whatever.
Activation is good, and oh crap, lost a die. I got 9 and 12.
12. Okay. He's just going to use straight fort on that. Ooh, straight fort was the wrong idea. I take a die. He rolled bad.
So now his reaction will be hampered by 1.
Okay. Reaction will be down by 1. I'll write that down in a moment. And so how did it manifest on him that you saw?
It's like a bola arrow. So,
Okay.
it explodes into I don't know, duct tape or something like that. And
Sure.
he's semi-restrained. What's that?
Around his mouth and legs.
So then actually after X-Archer is him. He is going to roll that. Oh, 8's not back yet, is he? Okay. Yeah, 8's not back yet. 8, he is going to strike into 8 again, and I will resolve that when 8 gets back. 16, 20, 22. I rolled 22 against him. I will write that down. And you see he just kind of wiggles around the thing, and he just looks like he's about to howl at someone, and then something changes his mind, and he strikes down that claymore again after pulling it back up out of him.
Nice.
And That's done. Green Knight is up, but he's AFK. Ragnarok, your action.
Okay. Just looking at something real quick.
Okay.
Was it pictures of any other dog other than a Malinois?
No, it's the device rules.
Okay.
So I am going to go ahead, and since he's beating Green Knight with this sword, and it does not seem to be going good for our poor buddy the Green Knight here, I'm gonna run over and try and wrestle the sword away from him. So I'm gonna try and use my super strength to grab onto it. I'll go ahead and go with my full attack, which is my standard.
Okay.
And is this an easily taken device? Basically, it's a sword or that he has bought device for.
Yeah, it's easily taken.
All right, so I get one
You
die.
can disarm it.
I get a 1 die bonus for that.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing in here. So rolling on him.
Okay.
Oh, dice, you hate me today.
Well, given what you were doing to us last night, I think that it's only
My
fair.
dice were not that good against you last night. I don't know what you're talking
Okay.
about. 18.
18. Okay. He is going to try and howl at you to ricochet it off. Ricochet you, howl and push you off with that howl.
So, well, I'm not defending against this. I do have a vulnerability to that, so I'd say you should get a bonus die on that.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah,
quite
that's
the way
fair.
that the system's written, but it's the way that it's intended.
Yeah, that's totally fair. 26, 28, 29 is what I got with the bonus die.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So
Way over me.
he howls out, and you can literally see the black rings of this ricocheting out, and you just feel yourself pushed back as you try and launch at his sword. And Aid. Okay, great. Aid, you take. Well, you obviously take another 2 dice, Aid. And let me know if anything hits 0, because things are going to be a little different than usual.
What was that? Another blade attack?
That was another blade attack, yes.
Okay,
he
cool.
looked
So
like he was going to try and do something else to you, and then he shook it off as if something, decided to tell him to do something else, and so he pulled his blade back up, and then he swung back down at you.
Cool. Okay, so because I felt that effect last time, instead of using my fortitude to soak it, I'm actually using my shield itself. So my shield is now only on 1 dice rather than 3 dice.
Okay. So yeah, you see, and everyone actually in this group sees as the blade hits the shield, as he brings it up, the shield just becomes necrotic. That the leaves and such on it start to die off, and Green Knight, you can actually see flesh on your arm as that happens. You can see Mark Davis's arm.
But that's not good.
For a moment, and it's just kind of weird. And
Green Knight hate Mark Davis's fleshy arm.
Ah, by the puny days.
And we're back to the top of the round. Mud.
No, Green Knight was skipped on an
Oh
actual
yes, I
action.
apologize. Green Knight,
Green.
your action.
Okay, cool.
That's
Right,
good,
so
because I was looking at porn.
Okay, cool. I will retaliate with a normal sword attack because it's the best I've got, which is a 4D dice, and it's still not a good roll. That's still 10 out of the 11. Just 11.
Just 11. Okay. He's gonna use. You literally feel him go insubstantial to your weapon as it slices through him.
Okay.
Didn't roll well though, so it wasn't hard to beat you by comparison to usual. Mud, top of the round, your action.
Crushing the dragon further.
Okay, the dragon. You want the dragon in a full round foil ball.
I want it just completely jacked up. Yes.
Okay, you want it to just continue collapsing down.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Explain to me what the Black Knight's doing.
The Black Knight is chewing up your Green Knight at the moment.
He is always triumphing at the moment.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to use G-Force on the Black Knight. I'm going to divert my attention from the dragon, to which I've already fucked up. And because I am awesome and I'm all things time related, I just need a TARDIS. But I'm going to use G-Force on the Black Knight to keep him from damaging the rest of my team.
Okay.
So that's a 4D, and I'm going to roll. And I'll just have you know that all my dice arrived this week, and I'm super excited.
Yay. Not all your dice, but okay.
Well, the dice that I ordered through the advisement of Brendan and Alice, which are both on here currently. Anyway, okay, so that's a 4, 2, 6, 9, and 12. I rolled a 12.
Okay, well, top of the round, so everything refreshed for him. So,
God, I hope he rolls bad.
oh, he did. One,
Thank
one,
God.
one, one, one.
Oh, thank God! Thank God! Nick
I
needed a win. Nick needed a W, man, and Nick got it.
swapped her dice with mine for that, guys.
So I got 5 ones. What did you get?
A 3, a 4. That's 7, 2, 9, 12. I got a 12.
12. Okay, so he did only fail by he failed by 2 at that point. Oh boy.
Yeah. Hell yeah!
That. Okay. He starts to basically look like he starts looking see-through, like parts of that blackness that are on him start to fade out of existence at this point. He is not doing too hot anymore. So after Mud is ex-archer.
Yes. So he is on the ropes. Let's see if we can knock him all the way down to the canvas. Stuff, and more stuff. Can I try and use an occult roll to figure out what his connection to the Green Knight is?
Sure, go ahead.
I got a 9. 5, a 3, and a 1.
9. Okay. You think that maybe this is some sort of mirror?
With the goatee.
It seems to be basically that the Green Knight represents all that is green and verdant and has a very specific profile. You think that this is its mirror of death and shadow and whatever other ones are out there, but they are one and the same on the other side of a coin.
I was going to say we could try and plant a tree to weaken him further, but that would take too long. Let's see.
I don't know. You've got magic. You could make a magic tree pretty fast, right?
Well, yeah, I was just thinking that too. Yeah, let's.
I mean, let's put that 10 die of gardening that ex-archers got to use.
Somebody's got to grow the vegetables for the restaurant. Don't hate. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna fire a mystically charged arrow at his feet, causing all the grass and like weeds and stuff like that to grow at a massive rate, entangling him further. And maybe the fact that maybe because he's so entrenched in death, maybe all of that verdant life, which is verdant is just a great word. I don't know why, but I so like it.
Stay tuned on the BAMP podcast for Walt's favorite words.
Oh no, we don't want those. All right, let's.
You sure we don't want those?
No, we don't want those. All right, so I made my activation. I'm adding my last competency die because we need to take this dude out because I'm down 4 across all my resistances.
Okay.
Which is not good in this system. Yes. Let's see what we got. 31.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be hard to beat even with him still having his howl. He is going to try and howl and try and try and blow it back, but that's going to be hard to beat with my howl.
So yeah, so this will be like another entangle. So this will come off his reaction.
Yep. That's 20, 27. So Oh, and I need to check that. 27 is what I got. What'd you get?
31.
31. He goes down.
Yes, in the grass, down in the weeds.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it right there.
He and what you see, guys, is he literally just kind of dissipates into black smoke and then just fizzles out.
You know, I understand that's what happened whenever Ozzy Osbourne is exposed to direct sunlight.
Isn't
All right.
that the guy that ate a bat? I want to talk to him. Bats are tasty.
I killed one the other night on my truck at work.
But Green Knight, you as this black night is dissipating, you start feeling that darkness that I was talking about before, that corruption that you were feeling from the Nexus. It just continues to boil in you, and you start having more and more trouble asserting yourself here, and you're having trouble keeping yourself grounded here, as you're just getting angrier, and you're just feeling yourself consumed by that darkness.
Hey, just picture the way that you feel when you role play with the rest of us.
So, but yeah, like I said, you're starting to see that arm of the professor, and the sleeve of the tweed jacket, and the elbow patch is coming forth.
Okay.
So,
Green Knight, are you having some trouble? Do we need to patch you up there?
I will attempt to use my regeneration on these plants that Walt's sprung up from the ground.
okay.
So it's normally a 2D regeneration effect. So if it's functional, I will use that to restore my fortitude back up to 5D.
It is not currently functional, and
Okay.
I'm going to give you a competency die for that, for trying that and not happening. But it is not currently functional. There is something disrupting it.
Okay.
No.
Ooh, maybe it'll advance the plot.
Ooh, maybe. Who is Mark Davis?
Not me, it's
One
Aid Smith.
Mhm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, you guys crumpled this dragon into a ball. The courtyard.
You're welcome, by the way.
The courtyard has people around. You dissipated the night. The courtyard. You evacuated most people, but there was some damage and such, and so there are some people trapped before the fight actually started.
Oh, come on, Mud. Beating a dragon, that's easy. All the stories have people beating a dragon. Like St. George, he beat up a dragon. But you know what? The Black Knight always triumphs. And you know what didn't happen here? The Black Knight, he did not win. Come on. I needed your guys' help. I was fighting that guy the whole time. Ah.
And you guys can roll me awareness checks real quick.
Supersonic hearing, subsonic smell?
No, this is color based.
Wow.
Color based.
Well, I get one dice.
I'm sorry, what are we rolling?
You're rolling awareness.
Awareness.
Okay. Sorry.
As you guys, I assume, being the superhero, since we're running short on time, I'm going to, assume some things. I assume you guys are going
all day, Alice.
I assume you guys are going to start trying to help get the people trapped out of there and deal with the medics, right?
So what? Am I still actually raging? Am I still kind of like feeling?
You are.
Right. Okay, I will actually get on my horse and take myself away from the area so I don't endanger anybody else.
Okay.
In case something bizarre happens, I will shout out to everybody else that that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
But rather than me start accidentally bringing trees down on people or something, I will charge out and away and try and find some large green area where I can try and center myself again.
Sure.
Mud, do you have any skills in calming people down from your time as a medic?
I do, yeah.
Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out which skill I would fucking roll for that, but.
So, well, you can follow him, Mud, and I'm going to handle you and Aid in a separate scene in just a moment.
Okay.
For those that stayed, what were awareness checks?
9.
11.
Color
12.
vision's not my specialty.
Okay.
12.
Well, you left with 8, so you're not getting that check, Nick. Walt.
Ouch.
Well, all of you, as you guys are helping people, and the medics are starting to arrive. Walt, you're going to be the person that randomizes this. A woman with long black hair, that's down to, past her thigh, was trapped under one of the pieces of debris that was pulled off by the dragon. Her leg was trapped. She's wearing a red pencil skirt and a red blazer with a black shirt. Her hair is all matted up with debris, and she goes, "Oh, thank you, great superhero. I'm so grateful for your assistance. I don't know what would have happened to me if you had not come and saved the day. I am."
Lady, do you know you're talking like you're from the 1950s? Do you need assistance?
I think I perhaps may have hit my head. I think perhaps mayhaps that I have hit my head. I am a professor here, new to the school. Ow, that really hurts. And you are, sir, great hero.
I am calling the medic. Go on.
He left.
Here I go.
You have some ambulance drivers around, right?
Yeah, you guys have a medic coming over.
Are you calling Mud to come over?
I am calling Mud to come over.
Oh, okay.
Mud went after the Green Knight.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, just a regular medic.
Okay.
Roll well.
When
Is
the
this
medic
your
comes
next ex-girlfriend?
No, I stare away from any woman who uses the word mayhaps.
Perhaps.
when the medic comes over and starts to help her, why don't you roll me an awareness, Walt?
A 16.
A 16.
Ooh.
He seems instantly enamored with her.
Damn right he does.
Can I roll my occults to see if there's anything going on?
Sure.
Sure, why not? Give it a roll.
12. Not as good as the other one, but no bad.
You know, there are I don't want to say this and make it sound bad because a lot of
Oh no, we that train left the station a long time ago.
Before we started broadcasting.
that was not me, that was somebody else though.
You do have an explicit tag.
It's possible that something's amiss, but the truth is that men and women become attracted to each other in an instant pretty easily.
Is that how
I
it
will leave it at that.
Women in red skirts that use the word mayhaps are maybe this guy's type.
I don't care if
Exactly.
they're balls at this point.
Spends a lot of time with Ren Fair.
All right, start directing traffic, getting people to assistance. Is there any sort of mystical energy radiating off this ball? The aluminum
Yeah, actually
ball.
there is.
So
The
we should
bronze
probably
aluminum ball.
probably sequester this thing.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah, let's ask it some questions.
I'm actually at this point on this one, for your scene, I'm going to tag on that comic book to be continued because we're going to be closing up soon. I'm going to jump scenes real quick. And so you guys see, before the to be continued, the mess being cleaned up. Aid, you are ahead of the medic of Mud by a bit, and you are just charging off on horseback while Mud is running after you on foot. You get
all legs and fury. I'm just trucking along.
You get to an area where an area of the campus that is just on the outskirts of the campus, and there's a lot of trees, and the students tend to come and hang out under the trees for picnics and whatnot. Right now, it's very quiet because people are all scared off the campus right now.
Okay.
And as you get into the middle of this copse of trees, you basically feel yourself overtaken by that rage, and you can no longer exert yourself here in this world, and you just kind of burst. And Mud, what you see is leaves and bits of vine and such that made the Green Knight just kind of explode all around him. And what is left after that massive explosion of greenery everywhere, as it starts to come down like confetti, is a mousy looking, nerdy looking man collapsed on the ground.
He's seen me before, yeah.
Okay, you've seen him before.
So,
You see
so I've
Mark
recognized
Davis
it as
collapsed on the
Mark
ground.
Davis.
Collapsed
his
on the ground,
uniform.
unconscious.
Okay, so I'm going to provide medical aid just in
Okay.
case.
Sure.
So that is a 3D. I think I have to roll for that.
Okay.
A 4, a 6, that's 10, 15.
15. You determine that he is stable. He seems to be basically, he seems to have had a Weasel episode, is what you can tell. So he'll be back up in a moment.
Okay. So he is conscious at the moment?
No, he just Weasel, so he fainted.
Okay.
He'll be back, but he'll be back.
You and your medical terms, Alice, Jesus.
You said you're a medic and that you're a paramedic.
I was,
so.
but it's been a while since I've had to be in the field and
okay, I apologize.
No terms.
Okay.
Okay, I get it now. Now,
so at that
I've
point,
been drinking. Okay,
just
cut me some slack.
I'm gonna leave that split panel also as to be continued on that cliffhanger, and my point is to sign us off.
I'm unconscious. Well, I'm not unconscious. Aid's unconscious.
Oh,
yes, Aid's unconscious.
I'm over him, trying to make him conscious.
So, Mike, why don't you sign us off?
Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll catch you next time on the BAMF podcast.
Bye.
We're sorry for
son of a gun.
We're sorry
for everything.
for everyone that we offended this week.